We happy?
Look, I'm sorry. I just want you to know how sorry we are that things got so up with us and Mr. Wallace. When we got into this thing with the best intentions, really. I never...
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration? I didn't mean to do that. You were saying something about best intentions?
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and yikes! Disney's earnings were announced yesterday, and it is an absolute massive hole, and it's only going to get worse. This covered on The Verge. Disney faces an Avengers Endgame size hole as earnings plummet. Disney Studios division saw a massive decline year over year. Disney continues to face financial woes in just about every part of its business, but 1 year after Avengers Endgame came out, it's clear just how much everything has affected its studios division. Disney didn't release any major films in the last quarter, and the third quarter earnings report shows how much that impacted the company. Overall, revenue hit a paltry $12 billion, down from $20 billion the year before. That's $8 billion lost. But most of that came from streaming. Studio revenues decreased 55% in the quarter to $1.7 billion. The company announced that means Disney made $1.7 billion this quarter and $3.8 billion in the same time frame last year. What it shows is there's an Avengers Endgame hole in the calendar, and it's a perfect example of just how much the impact of the lockdown has had on one of Disney's core businesses. Well, also, bending the knee to China and, get price gouging your customers. These are, I'm sure, unrelated. Theatrical distribution in the quarter was negatively affected by theaters not being open. Well, duh. Last year, revenue in the third quarter for Disney Studios saw $3.8 billion, an increase of 33% over the previous quarter. That's an impressive sum, helped by Avengers Endgame, the biggest movie in history. It's even more impressive considering that Disney also saw substantial losses in its film division, $170 million in operating revenue, because the underwhelming 20th Century Fox movies, particularly Dark Phoenix, which was disastrous. Even with those losses, Disney had enough blockbusters to bring in sizable revenue, leaving executives to pat each other on the back. A job well done. Now, Disney's theatrical arm is up in the air. Mulan was taking off the theatrical calendar. Questions are being lobbed about what it means for Black Widow, which is due out on November 6th. What happens over the next several months is crucial. Could Disney release the biggest film of the year on Mulan and Black Widow as staggered release? Warner Brothers is exploring staggered release route with Christopher Nolan's Tenet, which will see the film premiere in 70 international territories on August 26th, before being released in select cities in the United States on September 3rd. Could Mulan debut internationally before hitting U.S. theaters? Well, we already know the answer to this. No. They're going to release it on Disney+. And let me tell you what's going to happen. They're going to release Black Widow on Disney Plus too, and I've got a separate rant for that later in this video. It's absolutely atrocious. Getting off track. Could Disney use a combination of digital rentals and its booming streaming business in the interim until theaters can reopen safely? Well, yeah. I mean, that's what they're going to do. Any idiot can see that. The problem, however, is that this will effectively end theaters. I just don't see this as being less profitable. I mean, streaming is the future. For many of us, getting in a boat and sailing out into deeper waters is the future, especially with companies like Disney. But ultimately, there's no way theaters survive this. They're going to release Mulan. They're going to make hundreds of millions of dollars and have zero overhead. They're going to do the same thing for Black Widow. They need it, right? Here's some other interesting reasons why I think this will happen. Despite the ongoing challenges of lockdown, we've continued to build the incredible success of Disney Plus as we grow our global direct-to-consumer business. It was awfully convenient timing to be launching a streaming service, wasn't it? CEO Bobby Chapek said in earnings report, the global reach of our portfolio of direct-to-consumer service now exceeds an astounding 100 million paid subscribers. A significant milestone and a reformation that are for our DTC strategy, which we now view as the key to future growth of our company. Well, any idiot could have seen that 3 years ago. Disney's ability to bounce back quickly is far from a certainty. The company's ad revenue in June alone fell 36% compared to 2019 due to the lack of sports. According to Variety, its media network divisions is hopeful things will get better with the return of sports. It won't, because people are tuning out. The staggered schedule of sports, the political demonstrations, there's a lot of combinations. People not wanting to watch sports with no fans in the stands. These are all contributing. Now, after they revealed that they had 100 million paid subscriptions to Disney Plus, though, see, the stock market knows. You can always look. You don't have to understand stocks and bonds to understand that they generally know what's going on. Disney reported mixed earnings in its third quarter after the bell on Tuesday as it continues to feel the impact of lockdown. The company took a $3.5 billion hit in its operating income from parks being closed during the quarter. Disney now has 100 million paid subscribers across its streaming offerings, more than half of which are subscribers to Disney Plus. So that must mean that they're ESPN and all that other kind of stuff. But how are they going to make it up? Well, you're already charging $7 a month for Disney Plus, which, again, as I've said, with Disney Plus reaching 60.5 million paid subscribers, it's insane. Netflix has 193 million, Disney Plus with close to 60 million, and ESPN Plus 8.5 million. Who the heck is paying for ESPN Plus right now? College sports? No, there are no sports. But you're paying $7 a month. By the way, you're paying $7 a month for Disney Plus. You're paying another $7 or $8 a month for Hulu. Then you're paying $12 for Netflix. Then you're paying something for Peacock or whatever. Then you're paying for Chiller. It's ridiculous. This is essentially just a shifting of the wealth. Cable companies like Time Warner or satellite companies like Dish Network or DirecTV, they used to kind of put all these channels together and repackage it and sell it to us for $50 a month. Well, as people's promotions ran out and people started paying $100 a month, all of a sudden they were more interested in the a la carte options like Hulu, which used to have all these things. Well, now it's effectively every single online streaming platform is watered down. Netflix doesn't really get new movies. Disney Plus, our Hulu had a bunch of its shows peeled away so that networks like ABC and Disney and Fox can resell it to us individually. Then you have HBO Max. I mean, people are going to be up to paying $60, $70 a month again anyway, and the cycle will continue. But how will Disney bounce back? Well, they're just going to rake their customers over the coals. $30 on top of the $7 is what Disney is going to charge to watch Mulan. $30. And let me take a minute to remind everyone that Disney bent the knee to China in many ways for this film. Before you consider for 1 second paying $30 for this film on top of the $7 you're already paying for Disney Plus, remember that. Okay, look, I don't care if my viewers want to pay for Disney Plus. I know people got time to kill. They got families, kids that need entertaining. No judgment here. But consider what Disney did to this film to appease China. And then consider what China is currently up to with their human rights violations before you give $37 to see Mulan. And also, side rant, I saw a lot of people online talking about, well, it cost me $12 a kid to go see the movie in the theater. So no, you're the reason. People like that, logic like that is the reason that there are microtransactions. All right. Look, I used to think that way. I used to think, well, $20 to rent Sonic, it's cheaper than going to the movies. But is it really? Honestly, if when I go to the movie theater, I'm getting a 60-foot or 100-foot screen. I don't know how big they are. Some gigantic screen, ultra premium audio, and the theater experience. Many people are going to pay $30 to watch Mulan on a laptop or on a TV without a super premium. It's not the same product. The convenience of it is great. And VODs and premium VODs, I think, are totally fine. But the idea that people are going to pay $37 to rent a movie is absurd. If you pay $37 to rent this movie, I don't want to hear anybody talking about, I don't have money for this or that. $37 to rent a digital film that bent the knee to China, all right? $37. If they want to charge $10 to rent it on top of the $7 that you already pay, fine, okay? Now, Netflix, for example, doesn't do this, although they're starting to. If you want me to continue to pay for your monthly subscription service, then you need to provide me original content. Why on earth would I pay $30 plus the $7 I'm paying a month? It's absurd. And if you're justifying this by saying, well, it's cheaper than the theaters, okay, well, when there are no theaters left and you miss them, you'll know why. When you're sitting there watching it at home, yes, there are conveniences to watching it at home. I'm not going to discount that. But this will be the new norm now. $30 to rent a movie. Disney will release its live-action film Mulan through online service Disney Plus service on September 4th, but it won't be included as a part of the standard sub. Mulan will cost $30 in the U.S. in addition to the Disney Plus subscription fee, and it will be priced at roughly the same amount in international markets. Mulan, which Disney originally slated for release in theaters in March, had to push back the release date multiple times because of the lockdown. Will be released as what's known as a premium video on demand. It's not premium. It's the same video. You just get it 6 weeks earlier. Stop. It's not any better than any other video I can get. Honestly, Amazon Prime, if not for their streaming bandwidth issues, they're the best value in the game. Are you kidding me? $30 premium. No, it's not any better than any other streaming service or streaming video Disney Plus has. Typically, that means high price rental, but Disney will give customers access to watch Mulan indefinitely as long as they keep their Disney Plus subscription active. You're essentially buying the brand new movie rather than unlocking a one-time rental. Except I still have to pay $7 a month to keep access to it. So no, media spin, that is not the same thing as owning it. I have to continue to pay $7 just for the privilege of accessing something that I paid $30 on top of that for. This is Disney absolutely price gouging their customers. I sincerely hope this fails epically, but I doubt it will. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay strong, sail the high seas, and we'll talk to you again real soon.